Hi everyone, this is Dora Nikols from Social Mission, and we help companies find and communicate their social purpose. Today I want to talk about the importance of incorporating your social purpose in your PR and content strategy. In the recent Havas Meaningful Brand Study, which had 350,000 respondents from 31 countries, it found that a majority of consumers had a high intent to purchase from brands that were meaningful and were working to make the world a better place. They also outperformed the stock market by 135%, and a massive 77% of consumers would buy from brands that shared their values. Yet 60% of content was considered to have no meaning to consumers' life. So if you are looking at your PR and content strategy, it's really important that you look at injecting some purpose and meaning into where you stand, what you stand for, and what you want to share with your consumers. So there's three different levels of information or meaningful content that you can share. There's personal benefits, which talk about how you're making the person's life better. There's the collective benefits, which is where your social purpose is and how you're making the world and the environment a better place. And there's the functional benefits, which talks about why your brand or service is actually needed and it delivers on what it says it's going to do. So the first thing that you need to do is have a look at what your social purpose is. Think about what issues your consumers care about. Think about what the media cares about and what is aligned to your corporate values, and look at how you can bring that to life. Now, a good example of a brand that does this really well is Tom's Shoes. Now, when they first launched, there was really nothing different about their shoes. They were exactly like every other shoes. But what made them really stand out in the media and get them stocked in all the retailers and consumers just went crazy for them was their social purpose. They went out to the market first, not talking about the different colors and ranges of their shoes. They talked about their social purpose, and in a really succinct but powerful way, they told consumers that each time you buy a pair of shoes, a pair is donated to a child in need, because they believed that no child should be without shoes. And that's a social purpose that they've had since they started in 2006, and today they're worth $625 million, and they've donated 88 million pairs of shoes. And this is a story that to this day they consistently share in the media, and that's something where they've been able to have a really huge impact in terms of their engagement and also the power of their PR. They've been so successful with their PR because they were able to capture the hearts, minds, and emotions of their consumers. People aren't talking about the shoes. People are sharing the story of how Tom's is helping to put shoes on the feet of impoverished children's feet. So this is the type of story and content that you want to be sharing, because it's what consumers want to hear. They want to connect with brands that represent who they are and share their values. And in terms of the PR benefits, it means that the publicity you gain, it's not going to be fleeting. It's not going to be in the media one day and forgotten the next. Instead, it's going to be something that is going to linger. It's going to continue engaging, and it's going to be shared, and whoever comes across it, it's going to touch them in a real meaningful way. Also, when you incorporate your social purpose in your PR, you have the power to open new markets. You engage with a new type of audience, the conscious consumer, who is more engaged and more likely to be loyal to your brand. You also have the opportunity to go to new publications and you deepen the strength of your story. You're not just talking about your brand or your service or just the launch of a new product, which we talk about it for one day and then it's forgotten. Your story is ongoing. It's something that you continually can go to the media with an update, and it's something where you get the opportunity to show your authority, and you also show how innovative you are, and you're leading the space as a purpose-driven brand. So it's really important that you think about what your social purpose is and you incorporate it in your PR in a truly meaningful way. Now, the best way to find your social purpose is to identify what you as a company deeply care about, what the founders and the CEO get angry about. What is it, something that is connected to the corporate values, is something that is of interest to consumers and also the media, because you want them to talk about it. You want your issue to be something that resonates with a lot of people or impacts a lot of people, and you want to be able to create content that is creating awareness and it's engaging and you're involving consumers. It goes beyond just your products and your services, which means that you're creating a truly competitive advantage. And another thing in terms of finding the right social purpose, you want to make sure that it has meaning for your customers, something that you care about, it's aligned with your values, and also that is something that you're going to commit to wholeheartedly and long term. And you also have to measure your social impact, which is the difference that you're making to your cause. Like I mentioned earlier, Tom's Shoes to this day has donated 88 million shoes. And if you have a look at their PR and all the media coverage they have, if you Google Tom's, you will see the founder, Blake McCoskey, is very active, and he has so much coverage in terms of not only because he built this successful brand, but the social purpose that he believes in. It engages so many people. They have a campaign, it's called One Day Without Shoes, and every year consumers post photos on Instagram and social media without any shoes, and it creates incredible social media impressions, publicity, engagement, and it really makes them stand out of the pack. And it also introduces them to a new set of audience, because the social media and the content that they're creating, which is so meaningful, it gets shared and shared and shared, which is what you want to do with your PR strategy, your media relations, and all the content that you're sharing. But to be authentic and to have impact, you have to do it right. You have to find your one true social purpose. And this is important today because consumers have changed, marketing has changed, PR has changed, the world has changed. And today, 88% of consumers, they want to know how you're making the world a better place. And when you show them, you capture the hearts, minds, and emotions of your audience, and they don't forget you. You're a brand that lives on for all the right reasons. Keen to hear what your social purpose is and how you're making the world a better place.